We're back again today in the Essential Space, and we have Ed Zagrabic with us, our Vice President of Sales, and Jake Minot, the Sales Director. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
Good morning.
So both of you are in your home offices today. We just discovered that. What does the rest of the week look like, or what does early next week look like? Ed, where are you headed?
Today and tomorrow will be Microsoft Team Days. I just got back I was in Arizona this week working with a customer on some wood floors. Next week, I will be touring the beautiful state of Texas.
Fantastic. Fantastic. How about you, Jake? Where are you headed next?
So I will be touring around Georgia and Alabama next week.
Alabama. Fantastic. I think it's still humid down there, correct? Does the humidity stay through the fall?
Yeah, especially where I'm headed. I'm headed further south into Georgia and Alabama, so it definitely stays warm.
Fantastic. Well, safe travels to both of you. So today, Ed, we're looking forward to hearing a little bit about a demonstration you did with Sport Coat PC. This is our water-based urethane wood finish, and I'm going to let Jake jump in and guide you through this process.
Yeah, so I think when we talk about wood floors, what we hear out in the field from end users and customers is there's usually a couple of issues. Number one, a lot of people shy away from wood floors because they're very expensive. And in the past, it's been a pretty labor intensive process to redo a gym floor. And then you always kind of ran into adhesion issues, especially if you didn't have kind of a seasoned veteran crew doing the work for you. So I'm going to let Ed talk about a situation that he just ran into where we were able to solve a problem for a customer.
Okay. So we're working with a private brand distributor in Arizona. And one thing that we see, and it's kind of unique if you really think about it, because you drill down and talk to people about wood floors and you get on the topics of what was the issue they had. And you could talk about adhesion or labor or using a two-part product is hard because of shelf life or seasonal, all these different things. But the issue that we had was that we presented everything, and it's funny when you present everything, you check all the boxes, there's kind of a look in their eyes. They're like, well, we're not, is this going to work? It sounds too good to be true. And I use that phrase often because many of our coatings are built to solve problems in the field that our customers or distributors or contractors are having. And we finished up our presentation with this group, and the guys are sitting there, and there's 3 or 4 guys sitting with us and some people walking in and out, and they just had a look on their face like they were afraid of doing the floor. There wasn't the buy-in. They're like, you guys just sound too good to be true. And what I said was, I said, guys, this is the perfect segue for a demo. This is why we do the demo. This is why we're going to walk through this. We're going to show you how to do it. And when we're done, you're all going to be staring at this floor and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. And I always come back and tell them, I've been with the company 23 years, and I did the first floor 21 years ago in Chardon, Ohio, and I still feel the same way after every floor I do. So taking a short story and making it way too long and cutting it back again, we ended up going through this program with these. It ended up being 3 people, and we had one guy that was coming in and out because he had some other work to do. But the whole time they kept saying, so this is all we have to do. So all we have to do is use this pad and the citrus scrub and shine, and we don't have to cross cut. We don't have to over abrade. We don't have to do all these things for the prep. And then when we put the coating down, and this is all we have to do is pull this T-bar. We don't have to pull out the ends of the lines. And then I said, okay, let's set our timer for an hour in between coats. And they're like, well, you know what? Maybe we should wait till tomorrow. What if it's too fast? What if it doesn't stick? And we just followed our program. And in the end, we were standing around, and these guys were just blown away with how great the floor looked. And that's the typical response is so many of our competitors have so many issues with adhesion and labor and all these different things, and they're going the extra mile trying to make sure that their product sticks, that there's this conception, or perception that it's really tough to do a wood floor. But when we do it, we show them that it is really a simple process, and our products work every time. We guarantee it. So all you have to do is follow the directions and you'll get a great result.
Fantastic. What I really liked about this conversation is how important the demo process is. You talked about the benefits of the product and you really presented what the customer's questions were and what they needed. But until you put the demo down, they don't have a chance to believe it and they need to see that and walk it and feel the results. But that's really great way to present the information. So you talked a lot about labor savings and time savings and the misconception out there that there's a product out there that can help with that. But that's really great. It sounds like our product really does some great things and saves a lot of time, money, and solves the problems. Jake, is there anything else that you'd like to clarify or add to this?
So I have one question. When you did that demo, Ed, what kind of time frame were we looking at versus what they were used to as far as when they would get their floors done in the past?
Well, there's a couple answers to that because there's so many competitive products that are so different than ours. So, the prep from beginning to end to laying the coating was 5 hours. And typically it takes them, the competitive product they've been using, it takes them all day to prep. And they have to cross cut. So they're going back and forth across the wood. They like to do it dry because they're worried about adhesion. So then they get some dust and they want to make sure the dust falls. So they don't want to put the coating down the same day. So right away, that's one huge advantage is the 5 hours from beginning to end for us. The other thing is that we're playing on it the next day and they prefer to wait at least 3 or 4 days before someone gets on the floor because they want to make sure that it's totally cured out and ready for traffic. And our slogan's 2524. So a couple people, 5 hours, you plan it the next day. And that's one of those things at the beginning too. And Jake, I know you've heard this a million times. You're sitting going through the presentation and they're looking at you and they're like, I just can't believe this is going to work because it just sounds too good to be true. But then when you're done, they're sitting right next to you and they're like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. So there's such a value and that hands-on training that we offer like that, it's hard to beat because they walk away and you've got a partner for life.
Right. And one of the things that Jake and I have talked about quite a bit, and one of the things that's really great about Essential is the follow up. We're not leaving the customers out there hang to dry, spending some time if there's a problem, if there's new people that need training, we happily will go out and help them through that. So that's really great process and a really great information today. So we really appreciate you sharing these stories with us, Ed and Jake, helping us through this process. We learn a lot about our specific products and learn about what's happening in different parts of the country. If anybody is out there that has any questions, you can put them in our LinkedIn page and we will get back to you as quick as possible. If you have a question directly for Ed or for Jake, just let them know and we can have them get back to you also. We really thank you, Ed, for joining us. And thank you, as always, Jake, for joining us. And we really look forward to seeing you again in the Essential space.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.